Okay, I'm gonna address a little disclaimer here before we start the video. I want to tell you guys why I have been inactive these past months. I've been trying to look for things to talk about, and I've been spending some time with my family. I'm very sorry, guys. I'm gonna try to upload videos for the rest of the summer. Now, this might seem like an empty promise, as I've broken a lot before, but just trust me on this, okay? I know I said this many times before, but this time I really mean it. Alright, on to the video. Greetings, YouTube users. My name is Straggler, and welcome back to the channel. The thing I'm going to be talking about today might be similar to a certain video I did back in November. Today we are going to be ranting on a video about the good and bad of Luigi's Mansion 3 that was made by a guy named TheBitBlock. Now, I watched this video late at night, and boy was it painful to watch. Now, I'm not going to address the positive things he says about the game. I'm going to address the negative things he says about the game. Because the negative things he says are incredibly stupid and biased. And I will explain why. Let's look at what he has to say. In other words, let's whine on the internet about someone whining on the internet.
I really dislike this game's sense of humor. To be more specific, I don't like the personalities of the ghosts. It's all super silly to the point of it just feeling cheap and generic. I've said it before and I'll say it again, these ghosts are just minions. High-pitched squeaky voices, they travel in groups, they behave foolishly, they have that really basic level of humor to them. Oh look, the ghosts are dressed up as maids, isn't that hilarious? This one is using a baguette as a sword. Are you laughing yet? Look, they're pretending to be firefighters in this scene. Oh boy, those silly ghosts. What's next? Are they going to be jumping on the bed? Oh my god, they literally even put a joke of them jumping on beds in this game. Seriously, is this meant to be funny or clever? It just comes off as annoying, low-hanging fruit. Maids, firemen, using food as weapons, jumping on the furniture. None of this is hard to come up with. This level of comedy writes itself because it's so basic. Very young children think jumping on a bed is funny. When a 5-year-old finds your humor infantile, you might have a problem. I know some people will try to call me out and claim the original game has humorous and silly moments, and that's kind of true, but the comedy in the original Luigi's Mansion was genuinely funny and clever, and importantly, it was not done non-stop throughout the entire game. I would go more in depth about this topic in this video, but I think I want to do an entire video discussing the tone of Luigi's Mansion, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, despite the fact that I agree with you about some of the humor being basic, there are some things you have to get here. The ghosts dress up as workers you would find in a hotel, maids and bellhoppers. And the ghosts use food as weapons is because there's stuff you would find in the kitchen of a hotel. And about the firefighters, they're literally buildings on fire, okay? So of course they're gonna dress up as firefighters, dang. Also, about the humor in the original, name one example. You're the one making these claims that the original had better things than this game, and you're not showing your evidence.
Watermelons? Why are there so many watermelons in Dark Moon, and now Luigi's Mansion 3? What?
Is he complaining about watermelons?
Are you freaking kidding me?
Like, does anyone relate a watermelon to the autumn season or Halloween?
You serious?
Well, no, but do you see the environment it's in? It's in a garden area, so of course there's gonna be watermelons. But still, who complains about watermelons?
Some people might think I'm nitpicking, but I don't know, it just seems like all these little things are important, and I have no idea.
One, that's because you are. And two, he nitpicks throughout the entire video.
You know, I think it's really great that the team is taking feedback into consideration and adding in character-driven ghosts. But I gotta say, if I'm being honest, I don't really love any of them so far. I mean, it's better that they're here, don't get me wrong, but man, they look pretty generic. I know, there's no pleasing me or whatever, I'm always negative, but come on, I mean, I wanted portrait ghosts, sure. I just assumed that they would look interesting and iconic like the originals on the GameCube. We've seen a movie director, some kind of hotel hostess, a police officer, and a knight. Those are all fine concepts in theory for characters, but the visual execution looks uninspired, to say the least. These ghosts look overly shiny, they look plasticky, and the ghosty shaders and effects don't compare to how good the original GameCube game ghosts looked. I just feel like it's great that we have character ghosts, but next level games, if I'm being really blunt here, they're just not good at making their own characters.
Okay, wow. There you have it, folks. Definite proof that this guy's negative feedback is nothing more than nostalgic bias. What a freaking nitpick. He is literally hating on the new portrait ghosts because they don't look like the originals. These ghosts do not have to look like the originals. So what if they are more cartoony than the originals? It doesn't freaking matter. And just because of that, you think that Next Level Games isn't good at making characters? Wow. What kind of nostalgia-driven, biased bullcrap is that? I'll talk more about this later. This is just ridiculous.
So I think this one we might be able to agree on. The lighting is much too bright in this game to properly capture the correct atmosphere. I've seen a lot of people comment on how this game is too bright. It almost pains me to see this because if only they turned down the lights, they could drastically increase the personality of this world.
I gotta agree with him on this one. Okay, for my final thoughts, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that BitBlock's love for the original just makes him hate every new game in the series. He's just one of those people that say that every new Luigi's Mansion game needs to look like the original. This video is just pure nostalgic bias. He hates how the art style is more cartoony than the original. He hates how the portrait ghosts look more cartoony than the original. And he hates how this Luigi's Mansion 3 takes the cartoony style from Dark Moon. Like, these types of people act as if there should be no elements of Dark Moon. Like, they hate everything about it. There's nothing wrong with this new cartoon style. This makes more sense for the series going on. Just, look, guys, you just need to appreciate the original as its own unique thing, and just try to enjoy the new games. The original style does not have to go on forever. We still have that to appreciate for how different it is from every Mario game. And you can't let your love for the original impede that of how beautiful Luigi's Mansion 3 looks. And it's Luigi's Mansion 3 in glorious HD. You guys need to at least appreciate the time, effort, and creativity that they're trying to put into this new game. Anyway, that's all I have time for today on this video. If you liked it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later. Watermelons?